Studies have shown that intermittent fasting alone can deliver powerful health benefits, results so impressive that people often need multiple medications, each with a long list of side effects, to achieve the same outcomes. When done right, intermittent fasting has been linked to better insulin sensitivity, lower blood pressure, reduced inflammation, and even a decreased risk of kidney and liver disease, just to name a few. But here's the thing, these results can go from great to extraordinary when you combine intermittent fasting with the right supplement. And one of the most underrated game changers in this equation is magnesium. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how to do intermittent fasting the right way, and reveal 6 incredible things that can happen when you combine it with the right magnesium supplement. These are things your doctor probably won't tell you, but they could make a world of difference in how your body heals, functions, and even how you feel day to day. But before we get into it, please do us a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so this video can reach more people who truly need this information. Let's dive in. So, what exactly is intermittent fasting? In simple terms, intermittent fasting, often shortened to IF, isn't about changing what you eat but when you eat. It's a structured eating pattern that cycles between periods of eating and periods of fasting. During your fasting window, you either consume no food at all or keep your intake extremely low. Then during your eating window, you consume your daily meals. But here's where many people get it wrong, and we'll come back to that later in the video. There are several ways to practice intermittent fasting, and it's important to choose a method that works for your body and your lifestyle. One of the most popular and flexible methods is the 16-8 approach, where you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window, typically from noon to 8 p.m. But one of the easiest and most sustainable options for beginners is the 14-10 method, where you eat within a 10-hour window, say between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., and fast for the remaining 14 hours. This simple adjustment, finishing your last meal by 6 p.m., can make a noticeable difference in your digestion, sleep quality, and insulin response, especially when practiced consistently. 1. Enhanced autophagy and cellular detox. One of the most fascinating and powerful things that happens when you combine intermittent fasting with magnesium. Enhanced autophagy and cellular detox. Now I know autophagy sounds like a complicated medical term, but let me break it down. The word autophagy literally means self-eating. And no, that's not a bad thing. It's actually a good, natural, and life-saving process that happens inside your body. Autophagy is how your body cleans out old, damaged cells, the ones that no longer function properly, and recycles them into useful parts or removes them entirely. Think of it like your body's internal spring cleaning. This process helps to prevent disease, slow aging, and keep your organs and immune system functioning at their best. And guess what triggers autophagy most effectively? Fasting. When you stop eating for a period of time, your insulin levels drop and your body shifts from digesting food to repairing itself. That's when autophagy kicks in. Your cells begin to break down and remove damaged proteins, misfolded molecules, and even precancerous or precalcified cells that could cause problems later on. But here's where magnesium comes in, and why taking the right kind during intermittent fasting is a game changer. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body. It plays a direct role in supporting the mitochondria, your cellular energy factories, in DNA repair, and in stabilizing enzymes that carry out detoxification and autophagy. Think of magnesium as the fuel or spark that helps these cellular cleanup processes work more efficiently. Without enough magnesium, your cells struggle to complete these tasks. That means your body might try to detox and recycle damaged components, but fail to do it properly, leading to chronic inflammation, fatigue, and a slower metabolism over time. A paper published in the Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition in 2018 emphasized how magnesium plays a key role in controlling oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which are cleared through autophagy pathways. This means when you're fasting and taking magnesium, your body isn't just burning fat, it's also becoming cleaner and younger at the cellular level. 2. Reduced muscle cramps and electrolyte imbalance. During fasting, especially extended fasts, many people experience muscle cramps or fatigue due to shifts in electrolyte levels. Magnesium, being one of the key electrolytes, helps maintain muscle function, nerve signaling, and hydration. Taking the right form of magnesium, like magnesium glycinate or magnesium malate, can prevent these uncomfortable symptoms and help you feel more balanced and energized throughout your fast. 3. Better blood sugar control and insulin sensitivity. One of the most powerful benefits of intermittent fasting is improved insulin sensitivity. But adding magnesium takes this to the next level. Magnesium is essential for regulating glucose metabolism and helping your cells respond better to insulin. Studies have shown that magnesium supplementation can lower fasting blood sugar levels and improve insulin resistance, especially in people with metabolic syndrome or prediabetes. When combined with fasting, which already reduces insulin load and improves hormone balance, you get a double effect that helps stabilize blood sugar and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. 4. Fewer cravings and better appetite regulation. Unfortunately, many people who start intermittent fasting struggle with intense cravings during the fasting window or immediately after. If that's one of the major challenges, know that magnesium plays a surprising role here too. It helps regulate leptin and ghrelin, the hormones that control hunger and satiety. Magnesium deficiency has been linked to increased cravings, especially for sugar and processed carbs. By correcting this deficiency, magnesium makes it much easier to stick to your fasting window without constantly thinking about food. 5. Lowered cortisol and stress response. Fasting can be a mild stressor on the body, and while short-term stress can be beneficial, a concept known as hormesis, too much can backfire, especially if your lifestyle is already stressful. Magnesium helps by modulating the HPA axis, which controls your stress response and reduces cortisol levels. This helps your body stay in a calm, fat-burning state instead of switching into a fight-or-flight mode, which can spike insulin and undo some of fasting's benefits. 6. Improved cardiovascular health. When magnesium and intermittent fasting work together, they create a powerful synergy that supports cardiovascular health, reducing strain on the heart and improving circulation. In fact, studies have shown that fasting can reduce triglycerides, increase HDL, the good cholesterol, and even lower blood pressure, all of which reduce your risk for heart disease. A 2019 review published in the New England Journal of Medicine highlighted that intermittent fasting can improve cardiovascular markers by reducing resting heart rate and blood pressure, while also helping with weight loss and metabolic function, key drivers of heart health. Magnesium also helps reduce inflammation in the blood vessels, a major cause of heart disease, by lowering C-reactive protein, CRP, an inflammatory marker that predicts heart attack and stroke risk. So, when you're practicing intermittent fasting, your insulin levels drop and your arteries become more flexible. But when you combine it with magnesium, you're giving your body the mineral it needs to keep blood vessels relaxed, blood pressure balanced, and your heartbeat steady, even under stress. Now at this point, you might be wondering, is magnesium the only supplement that matters while fasting? Or are there others that are just as important? That's a great question. Because while magnesium is absolutely crucial, it's not the only mineral your body depends on during a fast. Another major player you don't want to overlook is potassium. Potassium is essential for nerve function, heart rhythm, muscle contractions, and even cellular hydration. When you're fasting, especially for more than 12 to 16 hours, your body naturally starts to flush out electrolytes including sodium, magnesium, and yes, potassium. This happens because insulin levels drop during fasting, and low insulin signals your kidneys to release more water, and with that water goes your precious electrolytes. Now here's the issue. Low potassium levels can lead to fatigue, irritability, muscle weakness, brain fog, and even heart palpitations. That's why people sometimes feel worse during fasting, not because fasting is bad, but because their electrolyte balance is off. This is where a good quality electrolyte powder becomes incredibly useful, but not just any electrolyte powder. Many commercial electrolyte drinks and powders are loaded with sugar, artificial sweeteners, or unnecessary fillers that can spike your insulin, break your fast, or just cause more harm than good. What you want is a clean electrolyte blend, one that contains zero sugar, no hidden carbs, and includes proper doses of magnesium, potassium, and sodium in bioavailable forms. This helps you stay hydrated, energized, and balanced throughout your fasting window without knocking you out of the fasted state. A good electrolyte formula will make fasting feel easier, reduce cravings, prevent muscle cramps, support your heart and kidneys, and help you maintain steady energy levels even on longer fasts. At this point, it's good to point out something important. While intermittent fasting can offer tremendous benefits, ranging from better blood sugar control to reduced inflammation, and even improved longevity, it's not the right approach for everyone. Some people thrive with fasting, while others may find that it leaves them feeling drained, dizzy, or overly stressed. And there are certain groups of people who should be very cautious or even avoid intermittent fasting altogether unless under close medical supervision. For example, if you have type 1 diabetes, fasting can quickly become dangerous. That's because your body doesn't produce insulin, and going without food can cause blood sugar levels to crash unpredictably, leading to severe hypoglycemia. This isn't something to experiment with lightly. Similarly, if you're underweight, struggling with an eating disorder, or have a history of disordered eating, intermittent fasting can trigger unhealthy patterns, mentally and physically. In these cases, the focus should be on balanced, nourishing meals and healing your relationship with food, not restriction. Pregnant or breastfeeding women also need to avoid fasting unless guided by a healthcare provider. During these phases of life, your body has increased nutritional demands for both you and your baby, and going long hours without food can compromise energy, hormone balance, and milk supply. Even if you're not in one of these categories, if you're dealing with chronic fatigue, adrenal issues, or thyroid imbalances, fasting may place extra stress on an already burdened system. Fasting is a form of controlled stress, and if your body is already overwhelmed, it could backfire instead of helping. And lastly, for people taking certain medications, especially those that must be taken with food, fasting might interfere with how your body absorbs or processes those drugs. Before we wrap up, you might be wondering, how exactly should you take magnesium while fasting? A good approach is to split the dose. For example, you can take 200 milligrams in the morning and another 200 milligrams in the evening, ideally with your last meal of the day. This helps your body absorb it more effectively and also supports better sleep at night. Now, if you're already taking an electrolyte powder that contains a solid dose of magnesium, you might not need the full 400 milligrams. Just make sure you're not overdoing it. Balance is key. As for potassium, it's incredibly important, but start slow. If you haven't taken it before, avoid large doses all at once. Ease your way in to give your body time to adjust. Please don't take any electrolyte powder if you have kidney issues. And finally, before starting any of these, especially if you have a chronic health condition like kidney disease, heart problems, or diabetes, it's important to consult your healthcare provider. Everyone's body is different, and the safest path is a personalized one. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you more life-changing health content just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.